Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. You know, a lot of my brothers are dead and gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the world
Welcome back.
Welcome! Tonight's at the patio table, the first ever podcast number 6.
I was waiting for something like, wait, what? How's everybody doing? Good, I hope. We're doing swell. I'm doing swell. Hopefully Logan's doing well.
Doing great. Had a delicious meal. Posted on the Instagram. Of course. Got to take a food selfie. Or, what? I guess it's not a food selfie. It's like just a foodie.
Yeah, what would you call that?
I don't know. Basic.
Yeah. You should send that to me, actually, so I can post it on our Instagram.
I did. I already did.
Oh, you did?
Yep. It's up.
On the nights?
On the
Instagram?
nights. Yep.
Sweet. Now you guys can see what we're rocking with now.
Yeah, that's the caliber of meals that we eat before we sit down. So
It looks like vomit, but it was delicious.
yeah, it was
I don't know what you would call it,
seasoned.
but it is Puerto Rican rice with some kind of chicken. I don't really know. Slow cooked it in a pot and then put it on the smoker and put it back in the pot with the gravy that was with the chicken. It's pretty good, I guess.
Fantastic.
There ain't no name for it, but it was good. Pretty good.
It was.
With the Sprecher maple root beer.
That root beer.
Sprecher's good. If that's
Shout
what you
out.
call it, I don't know what it's called. But
Yeah,
it's from
Sprecher.
like Wisconsin or something.
Maple root beer made with pure maple syrup. It's delicious.
So good.
Full of sugar.
Well, at least it's cane sugar. And
Yeah. Yeah. Cane sugar acts different inside your body.
Oh man, we got a full roster and a full show. Not a roster.
Yeah, we actually, well, not we, Cody, put together a pretty good list of just some topics we can touch on, so we're not just kind of twiddling our thumbs thinking about what to talk about. So that being said, just because we have topics doesn't mean we're going to cover them well.
So
If you can cover them better, come on the show.
Father's Day was just happened. How was that?
Yeah, Father's Day was, as of recording yesterday. It was good. Nothing really eventful. We got 2 small babies, so we just kind of chilled at home all day. But I was a father one Father's Day.
Isn't that crazy?
Just fed them snacks and made sure they didn't die.
Dude, that's
Well,
crazy.
The weather's like been kind of back and forth lately. It's kind of like, hey, we're gonna rain really hard for 10 minutes and then the sun's gonna come out, so it's 90% humidity and then it's gonna rain again. So
yeah, I can't imagine that anxiety to where you're like, man, I gotta check on my kid to make sure they're still alive. Like, you know, like, it's weird.
yeah, it really like. It does calm down a little bit, but like even when they're sleeping, like I'll just like come up and stare at them like some kind of weird murderer. You know what I mean? Like make sure their chest is moving in and out, so they're breathing. Like they're fine. They're just laying on the couch, Dad. You know.
It's crazy.
Or in bed, wherever they pass out. You know. For nap times, that is.
Oh, yeah. So how is it being a parent?
Man, that's a loaded question. I don't know. Amazing, hard, stressful, fruitful. It depends on the day, really.
Eye-opening, I can assume. I'm not a parent, so I don't.
It is eye-opening. It's like before you have kids, like you have, I don't know what it's like for women, but, or, I mean, other guys for that matter, but like you have like girlfriends through the years and like girls that you care about, and you're like, man, I love them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, I'll listen to some songs and think about them. Or like, like you know.
Gotta play that Pretty Ricky, dude.
Dude, oh no, not Pretty Ricky. You're thinking about them in a different way. You trying to take them to the all-night skate? But like, there's different levels to love, man. Like, you love your family, you love girls throughout the years, and then like, you have a child, and it's not that. Man, I don't know how to word this. It's almost like the Grinch. It changes your capacity for love. Because you didn't know that you could love like that or to that amount. Like when his heart grows 3 times.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm just such a softie now.
Mm-hmm.
All the like barriers that I had like put up, like I'm a tough guy. I'm a male.
Right.
Bury your feelings. Act like you have some answers. Now it's like I'll see like a random TikTok and I'm like, don't look at me. God. I don't know, man. You always. It's tough because, you know, you want to teach them how to be a part of society at some point. They're going to have to leave the nest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what's the right way to do that? How do you, because you got to, I don't know, like, they come out of the box a certain way because of genetics. Like, there's things that my kids do that I didn't teach them that, and I'm like, holy crap, that's me, or holy crap, that's their mom. Like, they're not, they're just doing it, and then like certain behaviors, like you want to make them be nice, you want to make them share all the little stuff, but then like there's a lot, there's too much. Second guess myself a lot being a parent. I do, whether I'm doing it right, or whether I could be doing it better.
I'm sure that's normal, though. I mean, sure, every parent feels that way.
I know, and I got to thinking about it the other day. Like, I wonder if my parents still feel that way about me, even though I'm grown and raising my own kids now. Like,
yeah, I'm sure my parents think that too. Where did I go wrong?
Dude, when I remember after having kids, I thought about my parents differently. I think just like about kind of people in general, like it kind of made me think about like, hey, they were teenagers at one point and just trying to have fun and had their own lives and, you know, had their childhood growing up with their parents, and everyone's just a baby that got bigger.
It's weird. Think about it like that.
Yeah. Like you could see like a beautiful woman, and then like I could come in and rain on your parade and be like, that was just a baby. or you could see like some 300-pound NFL linebacker who's breaking ribs, and he's like an animal. He's out there doing like some primal scream after a tackle, and you're just like, well, he was just a baby at some point. Like, he was just watching Thomas the Train, like,
right,
just learning how to be a human, and now we've turned into this.
It's crazy. Yeah, I feel like if I could have kids, I feel like I would. I believe that I don't think I can have kids. Just because I feel like if I could have kids, I feel like I would have had them by now. But I don't know. I have my doubts that I can even have kids. So I don't know.
As far as like an infertility issue almost?
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe get it looked at, man.
Yeah, I smoked a lot of seeds.
Hey, I did too, man. I did too.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the selfish one though. I was like, I don't even like want to have kids right now. Like,
There's nothing wrong with that.
I want to have kids, but like I kind of want to like be selfish right now and do what I want to do. I don't know. That sounds bad.
No, that doesn't, because children don't have a choice whether or not they get to exist. And if you bring them in to the world when you're not ready to do it,
big responsibility.
It is, and I mean, like, a lot of people have unplanned pregnancies or children, and I'm not saying that's, like, bad, but if at this point you do have a choice and you don't want to because you want to focus on yourself, dude, live your life. Do it. Don't bring somebody into the world if you're not ready to do it, especially if you're going to be resentful because they're there. You feel like you've lost a chance, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good. That's not good for a relationship between any two people. If you're happy single and you like settle into a relationship with someone, I don't know, after a few months you're going to be like, I'm with you. Like, I could have been single. Like, it's going to build up.
That's a good point, actually.
Being a parent is crazy. You think about everything differently. Is it even your day-to-day decisions when you're not near them? Like, sometimes like I'll catch myself like, is this making me a better dad? Is this improving their life in any way? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just an overthinker.
No, that's probably, I mean, how it's supposed to be, I would assume. I mean, it's kind of, being a dad is a natural thing, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's some things that are going to, like, occur to you that are natural in that aspect, I think. The way you think and process stuff, I think it's just a natural thing that occurs when you're a human. Because, we're here to have kids. We're here to reproduce, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's there's got to be
We're doing it for some reason.
There's got to be some things that just come natural. And you're like,
sometimes.
Well, it's like, it's kind of off topic, but like fish, you know what I mean? When they have kids, like there's some stuff that they've never been, or like animals, like like bears or whatever, you know? They like nurture their cubs when like, sometimes they weren't even taught that. They just, it just happens.
Yeah, bears don't go to school and learn about caring for babies. They just walk around the woods and then they have a baby and they're like, well, I'm going to take care of this.
Yeah, so I just feel like,
but it's not like once you have a kid that like you get like this file downloaded.
Right.
And like you just like, oh yeah, of course I do this now and this and this. It's just like, it's still accumulated knowledge that you're using. And like, I'm still learning. That's what's weird now that I'm a parent, looking back on my childhood. I know how much I'm still learning while I'm being a parent. And I know for a fact my parents were still learning how to be a parent while being a parent. It's crazy. Like, you're never 100% ready.
I hear that a lot, actually. It's like I'll have kids when I'm ready. But like, you're never going to be ready to have kids.
No.
I hear that a lot, actually. I don't know. Oh, like when, I don't know, like stuff, when you have stuff that comes up, like obstacles or whatever, certain obstacles, like when you say you stumble a tough situation, I've heard before, like there's seasons and there's seconds. Like seconds are like minor problems that you think is like a big deal. Like, you might be stressed out, or you might be depressed, or those are seconds. Like seasons is like, I guess I can't think of that right now, but
I see where you're going though. More long drawn out things.
Yeah.
That are more set in stone, I guess.
I don't really have an example of one right now, but
like a second would be like a late bill or something.
Man, I lost my job, or
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go to start your car and it doesn't turn on.
Well, like when you say you have like an inconvenience that pops up, like how would you? What's a productive way that you've noticed that you go about like tackling your obstacle?
I don't know if I've got that down 100% yet. I don't know. I kind of just, I guess I just mentally kind of make a checklist out of things. So it's not one big problem. It's just an order of steps to start working on it, you know. Everything is a series of steps or actions.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess it depends on the obstacle, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that matters too. Yeah, well, it seems like, for like an example, it's like, say you've been like screwing off or whatever, and you've really been buckling down as much as you should be, and like missing work, and kind of like, whatever. And then like bills roll in. You have like 2 or 3 bills in 1 week that you're supposed to be taking care of. And like, you're like, oh no, what do I do? And then you start panicking. And then really, in all reality, you're okay. But like, you just start freaking out, and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. But like,
that's the worst thing you can do too. Just make the problem bigger than it is mentally. Kind of harkens back to what we talked about last week. Saying stuff out loud.
Yeah.
Kind of gets rid of some of those unnecessary thoughts that you're adding onto things.
I know it's like, but when I try to, when that happens, I'll try to work. I've been trying to like do is like, just like breathe, like just take a deep breath, and like, I don't know why I'm tripping right now. Like, this is seconds right now. Like, it's not a season. This is just seconds right now. It's gonna pass. Just like, just not relax, because you don't want to relax, but just like let it be, because it's gonna pass. You know what I mean? Like,
everything's temporary.
Yeah.
Think about what was the most stressful point in your life,
and you survived it.
Yeah, and you're here. You're not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you do, but you're not.
Maybe you didn't.
It's not stressing you out still.
Mm-hmm.
And even if things are, there's always new ways. We'll get to this actually later tonight. There's ways that you can handle super traumatic things.
Mm. It's like wherever you are, I think is like, it could always be worse. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And even where you are, it doesn't, like, you may think you're somewhere that you're actually not. You may think that you're in a worse position than you actually are. In all reality, you're in a pretty good spot, but like, you're panicking yourself, so you're like, oh man, I'm in a tough spot, but really you just gotta breathe, and you're just like, man, I'm just gonna get through this, dude. It's just another week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feeling like that's not gonna help the situation either.
Right. Just calm down and like, just ride with it. Not like wing it, but just stop panicking and yep. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's different ways you can go about, like, yeah, it depends on the obstacle, like you said. I mean,
it definitely does, because sometimes people, including myself, I've done this many times, like, run into the same obstacle because you keep doing the same fuck up or something, you know what I mean? Or like maybe like a similar pattern of behavior and leads you back to fucking up again. Like, shit.
They call it insanity.
Yeah. And
doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome, and you do it anyway.
Yeah.
Knowing the outcome, what it's going to be, but you do it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that a weird thing? Especially people with, like alcoholics.
Yeah.
You know it's bad for you. Like, why is it so hard to quit? You know you need to.
Yep.
It's easy to frame it like that, but at the same time, alcohol makes you feel good. It does.
Yeah.
People wouldn't do anything if it didn't make you feel fucking awesome.
Yeah, I remember when I was learning about that stuff, and there was a guy. I was like, "Well, I'm not an alcoholic. I drink, but I'm not an alcoholic." And the guy was like, "Well, do you drink because you like to get drunk and it feels good?" He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, then you're an alcoholic. You drink because you like the effect that it gives you. You're an alcoholic."
Yeah.
There's no denying that, bro. Like,
what else are you doing?
Right, exactly. There's people that can drink a glass of wine, and you know what I mean. I'm not drinking to get drunk.
What's the point?
Right.
I don't understand. I've never understood the glass of wine. What's the point? You're not drinking to get drunk. And what are you doing?
Some people do it for like their, what do they call that? Your stomach bacteria or whatever. Some people, I don't know.
Oh, like you got microbiome?
Yeah, whatever it is. I don't know. Some people can drink a glass of wine and they like the taste. I don't know. I wouldn't drink wine, I guess, but yeah. If you drink because you like to get drunk, hey.
I think, yeah.
I don't know.
I still think people should be allowed to, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I'm not talking down. But
no.
That's just what it is, though. It's what it is. I don't know. But, yeah.
That's tough. It's a tough one. You got some toughies, dude.
I don't know. So it's kind of on the same topic not really the same topic, but it goes along with what we've been talking about. Is where do you draw the line between like your happiness, like your well-being and your happiness, versus like being miserable at work and like your job and your income? Because you don't want to like quit your job because you're pissed off and you're mad. You know what I mean? You're miserable, but at the same time you do.
I feel like that's most people too.
So like, where do you draw the line? Like, this is really good money.
You have to go to work for a check.
I'm miserable. I hate my life going to work every day, but the money's good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, where do you? Some people can't handle it that well. You know what I mean?
I've quit jobs. I quit the best earning job I had because I was miserable.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it. I think I draw the line when me being miserable at work transfers to being miserable at home as well.
That's a good point, yeah.
Because then I'm not presently minded to be around my kids and be a good dad. I'm just like, fuck, I'm tired and blah, blah, I've dealt with this and blah, blah, blah. And my kids don't give a fuck. They want me there.
Right.
They don't care. Maybe they will someday, but
they don't know. They don't know. So
yeah, exactly. They know I've been gone all day, and
yeah, I don't know.
But you need income,
right?
And it's like, it seems like every time I've made more money in life, I found a way to spend more money.
Oh yeah, the more money you make, the more money you spend. For sure, 100%. That's how it is.
Yeah, I've been working on this pretty recently, actually. But like, I've always found a way, no matter how much I'm making, to just slightly live above my means. And it's like, it used to stress me out because I'd be like, I'm making this much more money. Like, how are we still struggling? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Just add more bills, or just buy more stupid crap, and in the moment you're like, fuck it, I make more money now, blah blah blah.
Yep. I sat down yesterday and I went over all of our finances and like what we make and different situations. Like if we work this amount of weekends, then we'll have this amount of money, or if we don't work any weekends a month, then we'll have this amount of money. And like, I just put a bunch of scenarios together, and I'm like, how? Like, why are we spending this much money on stuff that we don't need? Like, dude, spend like $600 a month on like stupid like food that we don't even need. Like, well, I want to go to Dunkin' Donuts this morning, so we get a coffee and a sandwich and a donut.
Oh, dude, you'll $5 and $10 yourself broke as fuck.
Yeah.
Easy.
And it's stupid. Like, you don't, like, I gotta, like, be more, I gotta discipline myself more, because, like, that's stupid stuff. Like, why do I waste my money on that stuff? I don't need it.
Convenient. And
Yeah.
it tastes delicious. Dude.
Half the time, like, I don't even want it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just, I don't know, it's crazy. I don't know. I've never in a million years thought I would be, like, in charge of finances, I guess, because I was always, like, horrible with finance. I mean, I'm better now than I used to be, but, like, yeah, like, the more money you make, the more you find yourself spending on stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be cruising on Amazon for no reason. Like, what can I find? What can I buy
Yeah.
on Amazon? Like,
Oh, look at this phone stand for
Yeah.
your desk. Like, I need that.
I just want to spend money. Like, that's a horrible habit to have. But, like,
I feel like it's mainly an American thing, too.
yeah.
Look at Times Square, dude. It's nothing but skyscrapers of advertisement.
Yep.
They know how to pick
No,
your brain, dude.
I had to, like, sit down and, like, I got to figure out what my bills are, what's getting taken out, and then, like, think of, like, where my money's even going. And then I'm, like, looking at all this stuff that I'm buying, and I'm like, oh, wow. Yep, time to stop doing that again.
I think it might even come down to, like, I think a lot of people, myself included, need to come up with what truly makes you happy.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Because buying shit all the time ain't it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Because then we end up with a bunch of stuff, and you're just like, you get burnt out with it. Like,
Yeah.
buy something.
You
and
get your stuff,
use
you
it.
play with it, you're having fun for 20 minutes, and then you're like,
It just
oh,
sits
I
there.
got to go back to work tomorrow.
Right.
I got to go
Yeah.
be miserable at that place again.
Yep.
I don't know. It's tough.
Mm-hmm. That's like me with clothes, though. It's like I'll buy clothes, and she hates it. Like, I'll buy, like, jeans and, like, a shirt. Say we'll go somewhere, like, say, my mom's birthday, we'll go out to eat. I'll buy an outfit, of course, and then I'll go out to eat, and then
Won't touch the outfit again.
I'm wearing the outfit to work.
Mm.
So, like, the only clothes I have are work clothes. Like, because, I mean, I'm always at work, but, like, it's like I'll buy clothes to wear, and then I just end up wearing work clothes. Like, screw it. I don't know.
Really?
And then something else will happen, and then I'll just buy another outfit,
Mm.
and then I'll end up wearing that to work, and then it's just so on and so forth. It's just ridiculous. Like, it's stupid to do that. Like, it's a waste of money. I don't know.
Have you ever bought, like, work clothes?
Oh, yeah, I
Did they not
have.
give you, like, outfits there?
Well, you can get uniforms, but I buy like strictly work outfits. Like, I'll buy like jeans and like Carhartt shirts. So I have like
Yeah.
clothes for the week, but it's like these. I like the way these pants fit, so I'm gonna wear them to work. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, because you want to be comfortable doing that physical stuff.
Yep. I don't know. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know.
Do you find yourself happier if you work a 40-hour week versus a 50, 55?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
What about when that paycheck comes?
See, like, the paycheck's nice. Don't get me wrong. But like when we set up our finances and stuff, like when we bought a car, like we got a house and all this stuff. Like, I made sure that everything's covered on a 40-hour week. So like everything, overtime is just extra spending money. You know what I mean? It's like, so worst comes to worst, like even if we don't work a 40, say we put a vacation day and we don't work a 40-hour week and we want to spend time at home, it's going to suck because we're not going to be able to buy stuff that we want. You know what I mean? We got to buckle down. But like at the same time, being at home is nice. Like, I want to be at the house a lot.
Yeah, I value my time more than I value your...
It's kind of finding that balance in between, like, oh, I want to get this, so I better work a couple weekends, or, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I think that needs to be thought about, but put on the back burner. Like, Don't forget about it, but don't think about it constantly. You're just doing that now. When you're not there, try to find your happiness, I guess. It's tough. I wonder how many people don't. I don't know if I even truly have yet,
I was looking at jobs today, and, like, I don't know. I seen there was, like, a car detailer for Subaru starting off at, like, $20 an hour. I'm like, dude, you know how awesome that would be? Working Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't even about the money, like.
Right.
But to make, like, okay money and, like, work Monday through Friday, like.
Yeah, are you still
detailing vehicles? Yeah.
Yes and no?
This last week I worked 4 hours Saturday, 4 hours Sunday. But, I mean, right now it's a lot of mandatory 7
Still
days.
Getting up and getting dressed and going there. It's like...
Yeah, you might as well work call it a full day.
Yeah.
But just like, where do you find that middle ground of being at home happy and then also being at work and making a living? I mean,
it's a lot of day-to-day choices.
Most of the people that I know that make good, like really good money, they're never home. Like, they're either, at work 7 days a week or at work for 14, 16 hours a day or out of state working.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's doing all that hard work, you don't even really have time off to enjoy the fruits of the labor.
I feel like I shouldn't be that. Like, I don't really have the right to do that because, I don't even have kids at home. You know what I mean? Like, you have kids at home, so I can understand, like, I want to be at home. I don't want to work the weekend, blah, blah, blah. I just like being at the house, bro. I'm a homebody. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to have kids to want to be at home, dude.
I don't know. It's my safe space.
Yeah. Walk
Sanctuary,
around, scratch your butt, pick your nose. Not work.
Not work.
Sit on the couch for a couple hours if you want.
That sounds like lazy to say. Like,
who cares?
I don't want to work, but like, who doesn't want to be at the house?
Yeah.
I don't
Hmm.
know. Whatever. But I think that's like the seasons thing too. Is like it's not permanent. You feel that way now, but like, it's gonna fade eventually.
Try to remember things like the stuff that I have now. I remember when I could only dream of having what I have now, and still I'm here now, and I'm like, man, still don't feel like I got it down yet. Just don't want it to be a never-ending cycle until I die.
Right. That's a scary thought too. I think, like, I don't know. Especially, a lot of it depends on where you work too. Like, you're walking into a factory every day, and you're like, man, I got to do this for 30 more years.
At least.
It's crazy. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I guess that's part of being a human being.
Yeah. Even the office jobs I've had, like, people with college degrees, like, I know, like, you're saying stuff about the factory, and, like, people watching maybe would go, yeah, maybe, you could have went to college, got a degree, got a job you love doing, pays well. It's like, yeah, if I want to come out of school with $150,000 in debt.
Yep.
Or, maybe not that much. Half that, sure, $75,000. That's more reasonable. But $75,000? Now you got to pay that back over, 10 years? I don't know. On top of learning a new job, and now you're in the workplace. You invested all this time into that career. I hope you fucking like it, because you got to spend a bunch of money on it.
Yeah. It's also not you don't have a lot of job security either. Like, you could come into work wearing the wrong socks that your boss don't like, and he's like, I never really liked this guy. He's gone. We're going to fire him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that feeling. Now that I'm not in that position to where, being in a union, you kind of have a little bit of protection. You're like, I don't now I don't want to not be in a union just because for that reason. Like, because Indiana, I mean, it's right to fire, so they could fire you for any reason they want to. You know what I mean? So it's an uneasy feeling, I think, now to like. Not that like I would give. I'm not gonna give my boss a reason to fire me, but just still like that thought. It's like it's a lot of anxiety, I think, behind that.
Yeah, somebody has power over your ability to make or spend money.
Right. I don't know.
Especially when most people, like, I think the majority of people don't like their boss. Whether it's just a little bit or a lot, or some people, I mean, have a really good boss. But I feel like the majority of people don't like their boss, on top of having that feeling of, God, what if this motherfucker doesn't like something I did a week ago now? Like, you could be at work miserable on top of not being home. Like, thinking about losing the job you hate. It's just, it's a crazy system, dude.
It really is.
And the pressure, I don't know if it was like this every generation, but like, I can't even remember a year in school where they weren't telling me I needed to have like my college career figured out already. Like, remember distinctly at like one of my 7th grade classes in middle school, they were trying to talk us about like thinking about what we wanted to do in college and having a job, and like, fucking 12 years old. I just want to kiss a girl. Like,
I just want to go to the school dance.
Yeah. Do my shoes look okay? I'm not worried about college.
You got on the fat farms, dude.
Maybe I have a shit attitude towards it, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't feel right to me. Seems like there's a lot of unhappy people.
Yeah. I think I had an attitude too, because I'm like sitting in school and I'm like, well, if I'm sitting here and I don't like it and you're telling me I need to go to college, I can only imagine how it's going to be in college and I don't like it. Right.
Not everybody's made to sit at a desk and take a test.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know.
I can, depending on the day. Some day, like, catch me on the right day, I'll go in there and I'll fucking kill it. I'll remember everything. Catch me on the wrong day and I'm thinking about an anime I just watched. I'm half paying attention to what's being said. Like, maybe that's just a thing humans do.
I think it is. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's weird that you say that because, like, there'll be some days where I'm, like, super motivated. Maybe a couple days in a row, maybe, where I'm, like, super motivated. And then, like, I don't know. I'm, like, my mood will change. And then I'm bummed out for the next 3 days. And then,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of a roller coaster when it comes to that, I think. So you're not alone. I mean, I don't know. Wonder why that is. I don't know. I think if somebody told me that they can be motivated every day when they go to work like that, I don't know if I would believe it. Cause
no, I'd say horseshit. 100% horseshit.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're lying. You were a baby that grew up into this. You're not motivated every day.
Oh man, it's just. You hear any good news or anything recently, or
have I heard any good news?
Anything
recently?
like trending or anything you've heard in the last few days, or?
Oh man, I don't think so.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind.
I haven't really been paying attention to the news stuff. I've just been trying to like. I started watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's like one of the newer Marvel TV shows on Disney Plus. There's only like 6 episodes, and I think I watched the first 3, so I'm almost done with that. I just try to keep up with the things that I enjoy when I'm not hanging out with the kiddos.
Mm-hmm. Right there, we watched something the other night. Excuse me, Monster Hunter, I think it was. Maybe. Monster Hunter, yeah. I watched that the other night. It was alright. He liked it. I thought it was kind of slow. There was another one we watched, though. I don't remember what it was.
It's a Monster Hunter video game.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. Yeah, that one.
Huh.
It's got T.I. in it. I think he's in it, T.I. It was alright. I mean...
Yeah.
I'm like one of those critics, though, where like if I see something, and I'm like, yeah, that would never happen. Like, that's not how that is. You know, I kind of... I don't know.
Same.
Did you watch The Irishman yet?
No. Let's be honest. I really had time.
No, I get it.
I guess I have because I was watching that show, but I just didn't think about it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
No, I haven't. I need to.
I stumbled on this video the other day. It wasn't Vice. I don't think it was a Vice video. Hold on. Let me see who it was by. Drubinski. I don't know if you guys heard of him before, but he's like a vlogger. I don't know. I've only ever seen him on YouTube. But yeah, he wants to travel like every country on the planet or whatever. But he had an episode that's called "What is Iboga?" Which Iboga is a shrub that grows in West Africa, like Gabon and Congo, and there's 3 countries that it grows in West Africa. But it's a shrub. Iboga's a shrub, but they take the root,
like the bark off of it.
The bark off the root, and they dry it, and it looks like a little wood, like mulch. Looks like mulch, and they'll chew it. It's a psychedelic. They call it a drug, but it's a psychedelic that has like medicinal properties to where it can treat PTSD, it can treat depression, it can treat like trauma.
Addiction to opioids.
It's famously known to treat drug addiction.
Yeah.
And it's like a really big thing over there. And the way it does it is it targets like areas of the brain that are affected by like drug seeking and like the addictive behaviors, and it connects and like rewires the circuit to where like your brain restructures its like wiring to like what it would be like previous to when you were addicted to drugs.
Yeah,
like your original state.
I was reading something. It like resets the receptors.
Yeah, almost
so
like a
they're
reset.
Not,
like a
so
reset
they're not
button.
like when you come out of it, those receptors aren't acting as if they want that signal again.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. You won't feel any withdrawals or anything.
And it lasts like 30 hours.
They said depending on how much you can take,
Yeah.
it can be like an hour. Some people, they've seen some people go like a week.
Yeah.
They probably took a ridiculous amount, and they're probably bitches. Let's be honest.
But also with like anything like that, though, you take too much, you're gonna have negative side effects. I mean,
Sure.
That's anything.
Sure.
But I don't know. Like, it's
So what have you said so far about Iboga? That's bad. Have you said anything that's bad about it? Are there any negatives to it, other than it being a psychedelic?
Okay, so when I was doing the research on it, the DEA or whatever, the FDA or whatever it is, said that it could cause diseases. Not a specified disease. It didn't have any like specific thing. It just said can cause diseases.
The only thing I saw
when
I was looking into it for the few minutes that I did, I didn't write a doctorate research paper on
right
Iboga or Ibogaine. Which you probably heard of ibogaine. Like, I'm pretty sure they use it in like certain like surgical procedures or like maybe dental work or something.
I don't know because it's illegal in the United States, so I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing that I really saw that could be a negative from it is that people have died using it because it does increase your heart rate. If you have previous cardiac problems, it could kill you. But if you have previous cardiac problems, you're not going to walk into the gas station and buy 3 Monsters either.
Yeah, if you have heart problems, you're probably not going to smoke crack either. You might. But, yeah, so there's like opioids have become like really big over in Africa. And, I mean, they have a drug problem just like any other country on earth has drug problems, you know what I mean? But, yeah, they have like these, I guess shamans you would call them, to where you go there and they'll give you a dose and they'll watch you and they'll come in and check on you during your what do they call it? Not passage, almost like I think they call it initiation. They call it initiation. And then, I mean, you come out of it and apparently it helps a lot of people. But the United States, it's illegal.
Like, all these people are lying about it helping their drug addictions just so we can make it legal in the U.S.
It's legal in Canada. It's legal in Mexico. It's legal in the Netherlands. It's legal in like a lot of places. But
there's even a lot of research coming out about like psilocybin, the psychoactive compound in mushrooms.
Yeah, I was about to get there too, actually.
Yeah, that MDMA.
I haven't heard about that one.
MDMA, that's what the chemical in ecstasy.
Yeah.
That for like PTSD on soldiers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
LSD. There's been like I've kind of been paying attention to. There's a few people doing research on these in soldiers.
Yeah.
For who has PTSD worse than soldiers?
Yeah.
Moms? No. Karens? Because you got their testosterone?
I mean,
the people that are saying
PTSD is pretty common. Like you and I could have PTSD. It's obviously not going to be as severe as combat soldiers. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that, but I mean, it's common. But like the severity of it,
I don't want to downplay
soldiers.
PTSD.
Soldiers, right? Soldiers, I would say, would definitely have. I mean, I wouldn't want to go through that. To be honest with you, they go through.
When I was listening, there was a guy. He wrote a book. He was a clinical psychologist. I read the book. I listened to the book, and he talked about PTSD for a while. And he said the most common reason that he saw it in the soldiers he would talk to is not because of what was happening over there or what they saw over there. It was more based on what they did over there. Which I never considered and is kind of terrifying.
Yeah. Sure, like it just haunts you pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, that's the thing is you have to do your job.
It's you or them. And if they send a kid running at you.
And it's not like you're there by yourself and like, oh, if he gets me, he gets me. You have buddies that way and you have buddies that way. And you're not just going to let anything happen to them.
Yeah.
Right? So you yourself hold an obligation to like do your job.
Yeah, and on top of that, all the training you've had, all the physical and mental conditioning you've had, once you get into a moment where it requires that stuff, you're probably going to do it. Wow, look what just popped up.
That's Kirk's hat, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, like when you're in the military, I mean, you're institutionalized, so I mean, that that right there, I mean, from day one. You know, it affects your brain from day one. So.
Yeah, I have zero experience in that, so it's hard for me to talk on it. I still have my opinions about it, but they could be completely fucked up because I've never been through it.
Yep. I feel bad. But like the iboga thing, like there's another one, ketamine therapy, that's recently come out, and which treats like, you know, depression, like severe depression and anxiety and stuff, and it's actually being like researched, I guess, as it's being used.
Ketamine?
Yeah, I mean, it's been used before, like what do they call that when they put you under for surgery and stuff?
Like anesthesia?
Yeah, it's been used as like anesthesia and stuff before. I feel like for microdoses, like people get it in like an IV or like a nasal spray, and so they'll do it and they'll go talk to a therapist. It's like a special clinic, like they have clinics and stuff, and I mean, they're, like I said, they're researching as like they're using it, but it's one of the theories is it connects. It like prompts the connections to regrow.
It also, psychedelics like that, I don't care what anybody says. That's like the quickest ego dissolver you can ever take in your life. Yeah. I haven't done them in a long time, but I have done psychedelics a couple of times in my life, and you really want to start seeing the world and situations that you're in with your ego. Take yourself out of it completely, and just experience it and be aware of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think consciousness exploration through exogenous means, like taking something, is so frowned upon by people who have no fucking idea what it's like. And I'm so glad people are like doing these studies on what like a lot of people take them for fun.
Yeah, that's where it gets a bad name.
Yeah. And even like propaganda over the years.
Yeah.
Especially before the internet, you could just put out a commercial and say, marijuana's making Mexican and black men rape white women. Like, that they said that, and people fucking believed it, and they were like, yeah, let's make it illegal.
Yeah.
What? So, I'm glad people can be adults, and like after all these years of people, maybe they did start doing it recreationally or whatever, but like there comes a time where you're like, hey, this might actually be able to help some people. Or somebody with PTSD was like, yeah, I'll do mushrooms. And like maybe they got done with their trip and they're like, dude, I kind of feel better about what I was tripping about. Like, that tripping about makes PTSD seem underwhelming, but I'm excited to see where this is going to be in like 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Especially with like the K therapy or ketamine therapy, and then like 85% of people who've went through ketamine therapy have found success, like from their depression and stuff like that. 85% so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the success rate on antidepressants and
probably less than half.
probably 40?
Less than half at least, absolutely.
Yeah, and
Probably not even close.
and you feel weird.
It just puts a band. It doesn't fix it. It just makes you feel different.
It just shoves it under the water.
Takes that feeling and then completely obliterates it and masks it with a whole nother feeling. So you just forget about the feeling that you had.
Yeah, it's like those are like a coat of paint, whereas like taking ketamine is like getting out the grinding block and like
Yep.
Making a new patch.
Yep. I'm not gonna sit here like I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm condoning like using of drugs and psychedelics or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But
Yeah,
I can tell you
I'm
the
not
time-
trying to tell anyone to go do it immediately.
looking back, when I took psychedelics, LSD, acid, whatever, it, like I said it before, like on my solo episode, is it literally changed the way that my perception of the world. It's ever since then I've had a different perception of when I did before I took that. Like,
Yes.
and
it's
you wouldn't understand it unless you did it. Like, I'm not like us. I'm not saying, "Oh, go and do it." Like, that's not what I'm saying at all.
It's
But,
not, yeah, and it's not like we're existing on some new plane that's better than what it was before. It's, I don't know, but it is a paradigm shift. Like, I don't know. The best way I can put it is ego dissolver.
yeah, it's a higher understanding, I think, of like than what you had before. Yeah, kind of like ego dissolver. You see, I guess you see yourself from a different point of view. I guess I don't know.
I found myself all the time. If somebody cut me off in traffic, why would they do that to me? Why would they do that to me? Me this, me that.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, they're in a hurry to get somewhere, and maybe I was going 3 miles over the speed limit.
Right.
It's just different. It's
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a lot of natural medicine out there, and
of course there is.
I think it's been labeled as bad. I think it's been labeled as negative, but in all reality, I think it's better than the medicine that we've been taking.
The money's
our
not in
whole
the
life.
cure. The money's in the comeback.
Yep.
We could go down that road.
Yeah.
Why is this stuff illegal?
Yeah.
Marijuana's illegal because hemp threatened to put paper out of business. And I can't remember his name right now, but I think he was like the owner of the biggest newspaper at the time. He started putting out all the marijuana propaganda. And they made it illegal, and they didn't even know they were making hemp illegal when they did it. Because they were like making shirts, and they were making like, I've even seen videos of like car bumpers being made out of hemp, and they were like trying to hit it with an axe, and it would just bounce off.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a quick growing plant. It'd be better for the environment if we're making paper and stuff out of that, because it doesn't take 30 years to grow a fucking a hemp plant to make fibers or whatever. By the way, I'm a fucking moron. I have no idea how any of this stuff really works. But
I know a guy who knows this one guy.
I mean, I've been alive for 30 years. I have a general idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get down to like all these psychedelic drugs that are being researched that are legitimately curing people for like over a decade.
With like mental disorders. Like,
Yeah.
mental health disorders.
Big ones. The biggest ones.
It's kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, like the whole like marijuana thing is.
That's an easy one to go at.
Like, I'm not saying like I want to walk around high and I don't want to get high off of it, but like the medical benefits that come with that plant is just unbelievable. Like the uses, not even the medical uses, but like uses in general, but especially like the medical uses that you can get from it. Like it's illegal because of that, I think.
They're saying that the medical uses are not worth people being high. That's literally what they're saying. You can I've seen children not have seizures anymore and stop taking like dozens of pills a day because of it. But because people can get high, that's not allowed. That's fucking crazy to me. How did we end up in a world like this? In a country like this, I should say, where there are still in 2021 people that like demonize it.
You can go buy cigarettes.
Dude, yeah. Those literally say on each box says, these will kill you. They're like, yeah, go ahead.
See, that's the thing, though. It's like, dude, I think that they just make too much money off of it. People being sick. Like, the government makes too much money.
Big pharma.
Hold on, where's it at?
What do we got?
So, the medical. Hold on. Where's it at?
What you doing over there?
Trying to find it. I had it somewhere written down.
Is it on that big one you had out?
It might have been this one. So okay. So I think it's, I don't know. The medical medical industry makes up for. Okay, now it's not gonna sound right if I say it now. So let me try to find it.
Look it up. Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight. Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight. It's just mind blowing. It's just mind blowing that.
Okay.
The people in charge.
So Americans spend $3.6 trillion a year on health. Like medical stuff. $3.6 trillion a year. Okay. So I don't think that's including like big pharma, whatever it is, medicine and.
It has to. There's no way. That's a lot of money, man.
I don't know. It just says
a lot of zeros
on health. So I'm
on
assuming
health.
Like,
I would say it's there's no way that like prescriptions aren't included in that.
Okay. So yeah, we'll see.
Because if you think about insurance, people get big discounts and.
We'll roll with that. So $3.6 trillion a year on health. So if people were healthy, how much money do you think they would make? $1 billion?
Yeah, maybe. Just whatever, my kid's sick, I need to bring him in.
So
but not like a recurring disease payment. Like I have a thyroid disease. There's not really, you could argue that there is dietary things you could do, but like mine's pretty bad. It's pretty strong. Like I could eat iodine. They say could help a lot with thyroid problems, but then I would be eating like a preposterous amount of like seaweed every day to like try and balance it out. I'm not going to do that.
Right. Well, it's like, I have like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, so it's like, I don't know. It's not as serious as some people's is, but yeah, $3.6 trillion a year on health, and like, it makes you wonder, like, why is this stuff illegal? Like, why is Iboga illegal in the United States, but you can go 7-8 hours away and it's legal with medical benefits that help people? And
yeah,
I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like that's with like marijuana too, is like, a lot of people use it recreationally, but there's a lot of people that use it for the medicinal reasons too.
I think you should be able to use it recreationally. We're allowed to ride motorcycles.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying, if that's what you want to do, yeah, absolutely. But, like, why is it illegal? Because they don't want you to get better? They want you to stay sick so they can make $3.6 trillion a year off of you?
And I'm not sitting here saying, like, I'm not one of those guys that's like, marijuana cures cancer, bro. Or, like,
Maybe it does.
Maybe it does. Maybe you just get high and you feel really happy, and maybe it makes you paranoid and makes you aware of your insecurities. I still don't see the problem.
Yeah.
You should be able to do it. You're allowed to go skydiving.
You're allowed to go to the bar and drink poison 7 days a week.
Oh yeah. They don't have a guard.
Oh, you don't even got to go to the bar now. You can go to the store and take it home with you.
Yeah.
You can get in the car and drink and drive if you wanted to.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
just because it has a barcode doesn't mean it's not a drug. Caffeine's a drug as much as anything else. People use that every day. I do.
Yeah.
For sure. Nicotine, that's a drug. You ever put a fat dip in? Tell me you feel sober after that.
Big old hook.
Yeah, and you can do the horseshoe, and you can do it.
Man.
And it'll kill you.
Pass me that red man over there.
Yikes.
That vanilla fine cut.
Oh man.
I'm good. No, I don't know. I just think it's dirty, man. It goes along with the incarceration thing, dude, or the drug trade.
And it just it enforces people's
the U.S.
not believing.
The U.S. alone accounts for $306 billion a year in illegal drug trade. So if you were to tell me that the United States doesn't have any, I'm not going to say the word, but if you're going to sit here and tell me that the United States doesn't have anything to do with that or have their hand in it.
Oh, it's been proven that they have in the past.
You're full of crap.
Yeah.
You need to go lay in the middle of the street.
And it might not even be like America, you know what I mean? It could just be like some dirty players up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've listened to.
I think that's what it is.
I mean, probably, right? It's probably.
I mean, it's
more
not
likely.
everyone. It's not everyone.
Yeah.
You know,
you can go to Oregon and do whatever the fuck you want.
There's certain individuals.
Yeah. Well, like, I listened to a podcast not too long ago about this black guy who was like, through just like situational things, he ended up being this person who would meet up with leaders of the KKK. And some of them, this one guy, he was like the head of one of the police departments in Baltimore or something. Like, he was that, and then he was like a leader of the KKK, and he was influencing all this crazy stuff because he had fucked up beliefs.
It's nuts, dude.
You cannot sit here. Nobody can convince me that everybody who has the most amount of power that you can have, all of them are like perfectly good
Saints.
people and have everybody's best interest in mind.
Right.
Press X for doubt.
I don't know. I think that's where a lot of our conflicts come in. Like, cause like what we say when we go to like war and stuff is, I mean, obviously, you know, war is an economy. War is profit. You know what I mean? And when they say that, my mind goes to oil. My mind goes straight to drugs. Because if you look at where we've been deployed in our last few conflicts, Afghanistan is the number one, the number one producer of heroin on the planet.
Is that true?
I'm pretty sure Afghanistan. And you look at Vietnam, the opium in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at Japan, the Pacific, the opium in Japan.
There's opium in Afghanistan as well.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The poppy fields in Afghanistan. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Wow. I heard a cat meowing. I guess he had to get that taken care of. Everything good?
Maybe that's just Sorry. But I don't know. Maybe that's just like the conspiracy coming out of me. I don't know. I just think it's weird that the last few places that we've been to, not only is it like oil in the Middle East, but like it's heroin. And like ever since, okay, so like put it this way, back when we were in Vietnam, right? That's when like heroin really started to take off. What was that dude's name? Man, what was that black dude's name that like was pushing heroin? They made a movie about him.
I have no clue.
Hold on.
What do you mean he was pushing here? Like
Hold
trying
on.
to. Was he like a heroin advocate or what?
Dealer. American Gangster, the movie.
Oh.
Frank Lucas.
Okay.
So in the what was it, the 70s? I think it was.
Vietnam 60s.
60s. So yeah, the 70s. This was, well, yeah, it was the 60s and 70s, but like heroin really started to like skyrocket, like take off, and that was when we were in Vietnam. And like in the movie, which is a true story, in the movie there was some higher ups in the Army, the Marines or whatever, that were sending heroin back to the United States in coffins. Yeah, and they was huge. He was like the biggest heroin dealer of all time in the United States, Frank Lucas. And I mean, he was coming from Vietnam, the Vietnam War. Okay, with that being said, if you look recently, since we've been in Afghanistan and Iraq, how much like drug addiction and like overdoses have increased in the United States. Last, I don't know, 15 years, even longer. Last 15 years, how insane the drug addiction has gotten, like overdoses have got, and deaths.
That's
and
interesting.
Dependency.
I wonder how much of that is just because the internet's around now, or if they are meddling in some fuck shit, bringing it over. They definitely did in the 80s with coke and stuff too, right? So like,
I mean, they're not.
what's gonna stop them now? This time?
They're not growing opium. They're not growing poppies in the United States and making heroin in the United States. It's coming from somewhere else.
We're spending all this money gearing all these men up and training them and all this stuff so we can go over there and help them out. That's all we're doing. I find that hard to believe.
How much money are they giving us to do it? You know what I mean? We're not spending
I don't
that
know.
much
I'm not
money.
an expert on this either.
Well, no. I mean, I'm not either, but it makes you wonder. It makes you think.
Of course.
Just the cost that it takes to put one soldier in like full battle rattle. How much does that cost? One soldier alone. Not even like there's so many moving parts to where, I mean, you got tanks idling all day long and you're paying for the fuel for that, and like just who's paying for that stuff? I mean, we are, but I mean, what are we getting out of it? We're getting something out of it.
Cop cars idling all day long.
I don't know. I just think it's weird. I think it's weird that I don't remember the exact number of.
We're just tax plants, bro.
So mass incarceration is like an economy in itself, right? So there's 4,000 plus companies that profit from mass incarceration. 4,000 plus in the United States that profit from people being locked up. The United States has the highest population of people incarcerated on the planet.
Yeah. And a lot of non-violent crimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot.
Not that there aren't fucked up non-violent crimes, but
Right. I don't know. I think it's sketchy.
I do too, and I want to say more, but I don't.
Yeah, scared too?
Want to speak. Well, no, it's just like I don't want to fucking sit here and like try and come up with thoughts on the fly about stuff.
No, you're right.
Because I definitely looked into a lot of this stuff when we were younger, but
yeah,
just having kids and shit, I haven't thought about it or really worried about it in a while. But you're gonna get me going down rabbit holes now.
Yeah, maybe I should. And
No, it's okay. It's fun stuff. It's exciting.
I don't know. With that holy boga thing, I just think it's messed up. It kind of pisses me off, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like...
Have you heard of kratom?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Or kratom, as they call it.
Kratom.
Kratom, and that's how they say it in Thailand, but most
big.
Americans call it kratom.
It's really big down in Florida, too, actually. A lot of people that, like, leave, like, drug treatment will go and get high on kratom and, like, I didn't use. But, like, oh, you did. Like, it's similar to, like, opiates and stuff.
Well, yeah, but, like, in small doses, it's a stimulant.
Really?
If you take small amounts, it's like a stimulant. Like, it'll get you up and energized. Like, some people take it before they work out. But if you take higher amounts, it's almost like an opiate effect, kind of. But that also is helping people get off of opiates.
Yeah, yep. I knew that. Yeah, they have, like, shops where you can go get, like, tea. You just go in and get, like,
dude, there are
kratom tea.
There's frogs you can lick and get, like, trips. Like,
yeah. Or ayahuasca.
Dude,
yeah.
That's an intense one. Not that I've ever done it, but just something like that exists.
It's weird. I don't know.
But we're not allowed to do it. Why? What's the reason we can't do that?
Because you gain something from it that is beneficial, I think.
It's like
you're not meant to be.
I don't want to make this fucking correlation at all, but it's the only one that I'm thinking of because I heard something recently about it. It's like when slave masters would keep their slaves from learning how to read or write or teach them anything. It's like,
yeah,
keep them uneducated, and you have the power.
Yep.
Whatever the power fucking is.
That's kind of like where I was getting at. It's like you get benefits from it, and they don't want you to have that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you learn something.
It should be okay just to get high. It should be fine. If you can be an adult about it, if you don't have problems with it, it should be fine. The same way it's fine as if somebody can ride a motorcycle without a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not illegal.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just my belief, though, is like people handle things differently. You handle substances differently than I would handle substances, you know what I mean? I can't do substances. Maybe you can. I can't.
Some people can't eat peanuts.
Right, that's what I'm saying, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's one of them things where you gain something from it, and that you're not supposed to know that. You're not supposed to get that from it.
So crazy too. It doesn't give you anything that's gonna like overthrow their shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it does eventually, or I just haven't looked at it from the right angle.
Maybe like if enough people did it to where like they could influence everybody to do it, then if enough people did it, then maybe if enough people woke up, I guess, and they would be able to. Maybe I don't know.
Is that when the aliens finally land? You know?
Oh my god. I don't know. It's like whatever. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some more research on this stuff. I kind of want to know more about each substance and what it's doing and the backstories. I want to know more. I want to talk about this more, but from a more informed standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that much. skim through some stuff sometimes, and
Yeah, same.
I don't know. I thought that K therapy was pretty interesting. I think Theo Vaughn was talking about it. He does ketamine therapy, and
It's just like a microdosing thing, right?
yeah, it's not like
You
you're
don't
going to
even feel
get
it.
wasted on it. Like
It's like people who microdose. I've heard shrooms.
it just like opens you up a little bit and like lets you talk about stuff that you normally wouldn't talk about. So, I mean, I don't know.
Dissolves your ego.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, dude, on that note, I think we should end on that note.
Yeah.
Dissolves your ego.
Yep.
I think it's possible to do that even without a substance if you can learn how to meditate. I know some people can't. I've always been kind of privy to the mental let go.
Mm-hmm.
Even before I really knew about what it was, but my craziest experience ever was meditating sober. Makes me want to go try a float tank. Sensory deprivation tank.
Mm-hmm.
You get in, it's a bunch of like, it's just water filled with like magnesium and stuff, all kinds of minerals. Kind of keeps you afloat because it's so you don't, and if they keep it perfectly like at your body temperature, so you don't even feel it. You put like earplugs in. It's completely dark when you go in there, so you like basically feel like you're floating in nothing.
I don't know if I'd be able to handle that. I wouldn't be able to handle that, dude. Ain't no way. Because I can almost feel it. You just describing it, bro. Ain't no way, bro.
I need it. It's like the last step I need, I think.
I'd be tripping.
The meditation was like, I felt like I was like, it's almost like I was on this rocket, and it was getting to the peak. And I was like right at the peak, and my mind for some reason was still like, you're laying in your bed with all your clothes on and you have earphones in and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, it just needs that last little
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'd be able to like have some kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I remember there was this bed, and this when I was in treatment, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like this bed that you like lay on, and it like hugs your curves, and it vibrates and has speakers in it, and they play like this guy's talking, and he's telling you like breathe with my voice, and like you can feel the vibration. And it just tells you like to breathe, and then like it plays like this music, and it like vibrates, and you're supposed to breathe with the music. And dude, it is just something else.
Yeah, that sounds similar to.
I can't remember what it
what
is.
I did, like a guided meditation, almost, right?
I can't remember what it's called. Man, it's gonna bug me, but yeah, it's like feedback bed. I don't know. But
Sounds like something I would try.
It's like a relaxation thing, and it's supposed to like you breathe in, and like all your worries and stress like flow through, and like I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, dude.
Biofeedback bed. That's what it's called.
Oh yeah, dude. That sounds. I need it. I need to do that. That's
pretty
relaxing.
relaxing.
Nice, dude. I like that shit.
I
leave my body on shit like that, dude.
When the therapist left the room, I got up and I played. All my friends are dead now. All my friends are dead now. I played that song. I was just vibing. Yeah, funny. But yeah, we can get off here, dude. It's whatever. Where we at?
Not bad. Hour 23.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Number 6 in the books.
Somehow, an hour 23.
Don't really talk about much.
Never feels like it, right?
Yeah.
Never feels like we've been sitting here for an hour and a half. Well, guys, I don't know. This was kind of different.
Different vibe.
Different vibe, yeah. I like it. It was a little more engaging in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little controversial. depending on who the hell you are. But hey, just turn it off.
Could be good, could be bad.
Yeah, just
You
turn it
probably
off.
turn it off at 11 minutes.
Yeah, just don't listen if you don't like what we're talking about. To be honest.
No, for real, thanks for coming out and watching it. And
Yeah, 100%. We appreciate everybody.
you know the deal.
Watches, shares, likes, anything.
Comment, subscribe,
Oh yeah,
share with your friends.
all the YouTube stuff. And on that note, check out Nights at the Patio Table on Instagram and Twitter. Give us a reason to post some shit on there.
Yep. Start posting our food on that we make. It's a good idea, actually. I'm glad you did that. Because we always talk about food and be like, dude, let me see it.
Yeah. Frame of reference for the conversation.
Yep.
All right.
Sweet, y'all. Appreciate it.
On that note, see you next time.
Street life
Peace.
used to be on, straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right, everything inside. But somehow things started to change. Try to get us straight up out of the game. You couldn't see what I saw.